for you and me to devise some kind of method or strategy to offset some of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently. We have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough. And it is because of our effort toward getting straight to the root that people oftentimes think we're dealing in hate. We are oppressed. We are exploited. We are downtrodden. We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights. So the only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you? And I, for one, as a Muslim, believe that the white man is intelligent enough. If he were made to realize how black people really feel and how fed up we are without that old compromise and sweet talk. Stop sweet talking him. Tell him how you feel. Tell him what kind of hell you've been catching, and let him know that if he's not ready to clean his house up, if he's not ready to clean his house up, he shouldn't have a house. It should catch on fire and burn down.
I am on my morning mental this morning. I am in the kitchen cooking up something vegan for myself, drinking some organic herbal tea of the best kind. I'm on my morning mental this morning in the kitchen because we should all be just about ready. Grand risings to all of you. Grand risings to all my friends in the United States and around the world. It is another day for us to go out and try to get it right. If you are on your job or if you are at home still enjoying your quarantine that you didn't ask for, now would be a good time to let your friends know that the most shadow banned individual on social media is at it once again. You see, you won't see me on your favorite talk show. They won't bring me on. You won't see me invited on your favorite blog to discuss issues of today. They don't want me on. You will not see me mentioned by members of the entertainment industry, though they will talk about my exploits. You won't hear that, people. You won't see these things because, to quote a young man that I admire very much, Derek Grayson, if you don't know who Derek is, he's the gentleman with all the tattoos on his face. And he was showing his kids how to use guns a long, long time ago. I saw a clip that one of y'all sent me where he was describing the energy that we brought when we went down to, and y'all excuse me, I'm on my morning mental, so I'm in the kitchen. I'm in the kitchen because this morning it's, are you ready yet? Like the cake in the oven. Are you ready? Are we ready? But I heard the clip that he did, and he was describing the energy that we brought when we came to the McMichael's house and to the McBrien's house, that the energy we brought was different. It was the energy that y'all had never seen before. It was an energy that you loved, that you embraced, that got the world energized. But you didn't understand how to use that energy or how to emulate it or imitate it. But he made up a very good point. That confirms to me that, yes, the powers to be, the people to be, and the people who like to talk are fully aware of what we've done, but they won't have this brother on their show the same way they stopped asking Malcolm to come on their shows, because every time Malcolm came on the show, they tried to corner him with their flimsy logic, and he would break out and tear it down and then hand it back to them as confetti. Nobody likes seeing their theology destroyed simply because they're operating on the wrong energy, simply because they have the wrong temperature. They think that something in their toolbox will work. And they don't realize not only do you not have the tools, you got the wrong toolbox. Let me break it down for y'all. Those of you all who have been following me for a very long time know that my motto has always been, whenever y'all ready, you know, that's the phrase you use when you ready, you set. The next thing for you to do is to go. And everybody else is still getting ready, getting set. But the man with the gun is already like this. He looking at y'all. He ready to pull the trigger. He ready to set it off. He ready to start the race. And he look at y'all, and people over there still tying their shoes. We're arguing over what shoes to have. What lane should I be in? Am I in the right lane? Why are you in my lane? Well, you in your lane wrong. Too busy trying to tell each other how to be in their lanes. No, well, you can't be in your lane like that. You're supposed to have your hands like this. And just going on and on and on. Instead of getting ready, getting set, ready to go. Instead, what we get is some of us ready. Some of us are set. But what I found out is that a lot of people are not ready to go. Because once you get to see what go is, now all of a sudden, you got to think that thing over. Are you ready? Are you ready? You see, when I was a child, my mother used to cook like a lot of the sisters back in the day. It was almost like a cult. Bruhs, y'all don't know nothing about this. Don't try to front like you do unless you came up in an interesting situation. But when I was growing up, there were things in the man's world that were taught to us at certain ages as we grew as men, grew into men, I should say. And you know, they didn't even call you a man unless you could do certain stuff. You know what I mean? Your mother and father was quick to, oh, you a man now. And then they would say 2 or 3 things that would prove you were not a man. You were just a big ass kid with a lot of mouth. Same thing with the women. There were certain things that, you know, as I watched my mom raise my sister, I watched. I got first front row seat to the game. And I was very observant. I was not oblivious in my home like a lot of y'all are today. You don't have no clue of the dynamics that's playing out between the people right in your own home. And I used to watch how my mother, because my grandmother gave my mom the game. And my grandmother was a child of a slave. So my grandmother was still, you know, she was half free and still half on the plantation. So I used to study her too, because I used to learn stuff from watching. I'm like, wow, that's why we do that. Okay. And I was not afraid. And y'all shouldn't be afraid. Don't ever be afraid to sit down with the older members of your family, especially the ones in their 70s and their 80s and their 90s. They still here. They are walking eyewitnesses to all the things that they've done to us. They are walking eyewitnesses to all the things that we accomplished. They are walking treasures. Sit down and just be straight up like I had to do one day. I'm going to let y'all know something, and it's going to come much, much later. We got to deal with this right now. But every black person in America, I'm not talking about those who immigrated here. Respect to you. But every black person in America has done this. And if you sit there and you look at me and you say, I haven't done this, I'm going to call you a liar to your face. But we have all sat back and said, grand rising to all of y'all. I'm in the kitchen on the morning mental, but all of y'all have said, who am I? For real. Who am I? No, I don't mean the name they gave me. That's the name they gave me. Who? I mean, I know the story about slavery and that whole story, but who am I? Like, forget Ancestry.com. We've all asked that question. Who am I really? That they don't want me to know who I am. Don't nobody want to help tell me who I am. You understand what I'm saying? I can't even, if I go to people and ask them who I am, they're going to lie to me. Like there's a hidden code. Don't you tell them who they are. Who am I? Everybody don't ask that question. And some of us have become comfortable in whatever answer we can put in that box because the last thing you want to say is, I don't know. I'm bold enough to say, I don't know. I really don't. And you know what? Even when I thought I did, I don't fit that I know that I thought I did. I no longer fit the description of who I said I was. Well, I'm just this guy who is this, that, and the third. I don't fit that anymore. In this season we're going through, we're changing. And it is written that some of us will change. If someone around you is starting to act a certain way that seems to match the times, they're changing. If some of y'all feel like you're thinking clearer, you're more perceptive, you're having bigger dreams, you're having visions, you have a more discerning spirit around people who don't vibe right. You're changing with the season. And you have to ask yourself, not just who am I? What am I? What am I? Because if you ask yourself that question, then things begin to fall and line up a little different. If you throw off the construct of this world as they've taught it to you, everything starts to fall differently. You see, two of the greatest creations that the Creator gave you were these two eyes. He gave you eyes for a reason, so that what was plainly obvious in front of you, you can see it. So you don't have to have someone tell you. That's what hearing, they're telling you. So you don't have to know what it smells like. They gave you a nose. No, that's not good enough. Not even so that you could touch it. Because yeah, you can touch it, but that's still not good enough. So he gave you eyes so you could actually see what's in front of you. When I was a kid, they used to always ask us this question in school. If you could lose one of your five senses, which one would it be? And, you know, people will sit there and they think about that thing, and you try to go with the one that you enjoy the most. You say, well, I can't be without my hearing because I love music. Or you'll say, well, I can't be without my sense of touch, because the truth of the matter is you can't really live effectively without all of them. But we're a beautiful creature because we can adapt. Are you aware that if one of your senses is taken away from you, the other four become stronger? Did you know that? That's true. A person who has bad eyesight has excellent hearing. Okay. And they smell very well. It's a protective mechanism. Who am I? Who am I? You ask yourself these questions, and then you begin to wonder why they won't tell you who you are. They want you to reason the way that they reason. So when we get to the question of are you ready yet? And my mother used to be in the kitchen. I used to watch her give the secrets of cooking to my sister, the way my grandmother gave the secrets of cooking to my mother. And I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about, but my mother had this green box. I could never look in the box. I couldn't even touch the box. Only person could touch the box was my sister, my cousins, my aunts, and other women. I couldn't touch the box. I didn't know what the box was. I just know that it was this box that my grandmother had. Mm-hmm. One day, being the badass that I was, I waited till nobody was home. Snuck in there. I got the box. I opened the box. I looked in the box, thinking there was going to be some great secret that would make the world make sense to me, that I would finally understand why they drag me to this building every day every Sunday with a bunch of people who be falling out in the floor from a ghost, and some man up there waving a book around telling me I'm going to burn in hell for something I don't even know what I did. And then a bunch of people making me sing some sad ass song, just sad, just have you all down. Oh, nearer thee to the crowd. I'm sitting there like, what in the fuck is going on? What happened? Did I miss it? Yes, I did. I missed slavery. I missed Reconstruction. I missed the Roaring Twenties. I missed the rise of Jim Crow. I missed all of that. And because I missed all of that, I could not understand why. What is the problem? Somebody educate me so I can be like y'all. If I'm going to be sad, I want to know why I'm sad. If I'm going to be mad, I want to know why I'm mad. If we nearer thee to the cross, well, the last time I checked, the cross is a Roman form of execution. Why am I nearer to a form of execution? Then I try to figure out, okay, y'all got this man up here that y'all claim is God and that he died for our sins. I'm young, but I just got a question. If he's God, why did he have to come and kill himself for us? He's God. He can just fix it. I don't get that part. Y'all got me all messed up. And now I finally got the box. This is the secret. I am going to know what it all means right now. Here it is. I opened it up. Some goddamn recipes, y'all. They were recipes. They were all the recipes that my mother, my grandmother, my great grandmother, the niggas on the slave. I'm telling they were recipes and there were cards and there were all kinds of shit. And I'm reading this shit and I'm like, but I don't get it. I don't get it. So, and y'all know we brought with heavy IG interruptions. So y'all know they don't want me on the air. So I'm sorry. They just don't want the brother to talk to y'all. But we talking right now. My morning mental from the kitchen. Is it ready yet? Is it ready yet? Mm-hmm. So, recipes. Now, when you young in the mind and you don't know that bit, you make the arrogant assumption of thinking that you think on the same level as the creator. You're so arrogant that you think you can bring the creator of the universe down to your level and make him just like you. When you say, well, I don't understand why this didn't happen, or I don't understand why that didn't happen, what you're doing is bringing the creator down. Your toaster is telling you it doesn't understand why the bread has to leave after he toasts it and takes it away. He doesn't understand what's really going on. But the toaster is saying that I am on the same level as the person that bought me. I'm on the same level as the factory that makes the bread. I'm on the same level. That's what you're saying. And the funny part about it, y'all, is that's probably the problem that we have as beings, that we want to equate ourselves to the level of our creator. If y'all don't mind for 2 seconds, before we go on this morning mental, I'm going to go to the book of Morals and Precepts again, which is a text that y'all have heard me go into before. You already know that the book of Morals and Precepts is an ancient Egyptian writing that goes back even older than that. It's just that that's where we can track it back to before we disappear into some other cultures that they don't teach y'all about. And one of the interesting things is, and now if y'all don't mind, I'm going to take these off, because whenever you look at the true word of the creator, you don't put anything between you, because he's not only speaking to your soul, he's speaking to your pineal gland through the very energies that you are. So let me read to you, if y'all don't mind if I read, because brothers do still know how to read. You know, there's a lot of brothers out here, they hardcore bros. They slinging and blinging, but they can't read worth a pound. And I'm going to let you know right now, knowledge is power. If you don't know how to read, it's okay. Get with somebody who can teach you how to read. Please. It's fundamental for us to be able to succeed. We have to be able to communicate. Okay? But somewhere in the book of Precepts, there is a section it talks about what we call the nature of the true God. Listen to this. Now, see, if you listen to the white folks, they'll have you believing that the ancient Africans and the ancient Egyptians was running around worshiping snake heads and just, a wooden owl and all kind of shit. They want to destroy your theology about what you really did, or you were more powerful in ways that they can't even figure out. So they want to confuse you and confound you and have you believing that these folks had some broke ass religion, that they were just doing crazy shit, and yet they did things that y'all can't do. There's a section called the true nature of God, and it's huge. And I've told y'all, I warned y'all, I never open these books, because when I do, every sentence is a book. And for those, I see the comments, you can stop trying to ask me where you get it. You're not going to find this in Barnes and Noble. You can't Google it on the internet. It is not available. It is created. You must pay to have these produced. They don't sell them to the general public. Oh, they're very smart about what they've done. They've taken our secrets and placed them in places where if you want them, you're going to pay them to create them. And then once you pay them, they know exactly how many copies exist, who got it, who's close to the secret. I have still yet to go through a great deal of all of these books because it's a collection. This is just one of them. This is the books of morals and precepts, which contains the teachings of the great unnamed first masters and the hidden wisdom, as recorded earlier from the books of the sacred letters. These come from Egypt. They come from Kemet. They come from the land of the blacks. You're not going to get this in the slave master's church, and you damn sure ain't going to find it in Sunday school church. So I'm going to skip down. And the way the books are set up, they're not like what these Romans did. They're not chapters and verses. It is just the word. So I don't have to tell you verses. But the part that I wanted to hit you with so that you can stop bringing him down to your level about what I'm about to talk about. Are you ready? Because I got to always show you that everything we do has to have a spiritual connection to it, or we are just doing something that aids what's happening against us. Understand what I'm saying? But the part that I want to hit you with, it says right here, it says the true God neither rewards nor punishes, for he has established the law whereby each man decrees his own fate. The future destiny and the circumstances of the soul are shaped in the earthly body. When in the hour of its release, the soul takes flight, freed from its earthly container of flesh, and it assumes the form molded by its desires. In that awesome day of reckoning, the wicked shall be revealed in their hideous shapelessness, but the upright shall step forward in splendor. And then last but not least, and this is the part you got to catch. I'm only going to say it once because I cannot keep my head in this book. It's too powerful. It says, therefore, give due respect to the law of God, to the law of Yahuwah, to the law of Jehovah, to the law to Jehovah Nisi, to the law of Jehovah Jireh. Do I have to keep going? It says, walk in his ways and bow to his decrees. You are placed on earth that his purpose may be fulfilled. Therefore, fight not against his will, not rebel against his laws, lest you bring about your own destruction. His law for his will will destroy. Each man ultimately decrees his own fate and receives his reward or punishment according to his law. Now I'm done right there. That's why I don't go in this book, because every time I go in this book, it holds a mirror to my face. It holds a mirror to your face. And then it holds a mirror to the faces of the people that hid it from you from the very beginning. And I'll talk a little bit this morning on my morning mental. Y'all know I try not to get too deep on that. Okay. But at the end of the day, I had to tell y'all about that, because if I don't, a lot of y'all gonna think that what you're doing is because he did that to you. No. He has established the law. What you do is going to shape what you get in the end. So when people, I've been a good person all my life. We will find that out when your soul is released from its container. Think about this. Some of us, when we're released from our container, we become whirlwinds. We become devastation. We take the shape of destruction. Some of us, when we release from our containers, we take on the form of something beautiful. When you see a double beautiful rainbow, or when you look up in the sky and you see something that just blows your mind, and you sitting there and you're trying to figure out, wow, I never seen nothing like that. For all you know, that is someone actually having their true form revealed. I'm going to tell y'all something. I remember back in the late 90s. It's the late 90s. The United States government saw fit to teach me a lesson. Because I made this remark that I wanted to go somewhere where I didn't have to do nothing. I didn't want to go to combat no more. I didn't want to be all out in the field for 30, 90 days at a time. Can't go home to my peoples. I didn't want to do none of that. I was tired. I had been in for a long, long time. And I was like, look, man, my next assignment, can y'all put me somewhere where, come on now, y'all, come on. So they said, okay, we got somewhere for you. Next thing I know, I got a set of orders that said you are now attached to Fort Wainwright, Alaska. And I said, well, what the fuck is in Alaska? And they said, nothing. I said, okay, well, what am I gonna do up there? They said, nothing. I said, well, why y'all sending me up there? Because you said you wanted to go somewhere where you would do nothing, smart ass. So you're going to go somewhere where you're going to do nothing. You see how I wrote my own fate by my own mouth? But the Most High always does things for a reason. So I go to Alaska. I go up there. Watch this. I'm up there. First off, if you've never been to Alaska, you have to understand it's a completely different part of the world. So everything is different. And I could go in, that's a whole nother series. But aside from getting used to 24 hours of daylight and 24 hours of night, and to my black folks, y'all don't understand what that means unless you can. I'm about to break this down for brothers and sisters. The rest of y'all just follow along. But when you got 24 hours of sunlight, that means you wake up, it's broad daylight. Mm-hmm. When you go to work, it's broad daylight. Mm-hmm. When you get off, it's broad daylight. When you go to the club, it's broad daylight. When you come out the club, it's broad daylight. Oh, it's a whole different atmosphere. Ain't no side piecing going on. Ain't no sneaking and creeping. Everybody are the most decent, upright citizens you've ever seen. And we just come together to enjoy the music and maybe to have a drink. Broad daylight. But then when the nighttime comes, when the darkness sets in, 24 hours of nighttime. Yeah. 24 hours of night. When you wake up, it's like 12 o'clock at night. Mm-hmm. When you go to work and get off, it's pitch black. When you go to the club, it's pitch black. When you leave the club, it's pitch black. When you go visit somebody's house or you go anywhere, it's all done in the pitch black. But we have a saying that I know y'all know that I'm going to pull up on right now. So everybody hold on. What's done in the dark always comes to the light. So I'm up there in Alaska trying not to get caught up in the 24 hours and the 24 at night because wild stuff was going on. And I remember one night, if I can be so transparent, y'all, this story is, you can't make this up. There was a little town called North Pole. I lie to you not. The name of the town is North Pole. And I'm thinking this must be where, they made up that bullshit myth about the white man climbing down your damn chimney and leaving you some shit. We know damn well the white man ain't never climbed down nothing and left us nothing. They've climbed down and stole shit. They've climbed down and destroyed shit. They've climbed down and raped shit. They've climbed down and rewrote shit. But they ain't never climbed down and gave nobody nothing. So y'all can stop with that bullshit. And any kid that's still sitting out there believing in Santa Claus, you need to get slapped in the face with a wet rag and wake your ass the fuck up. That those old myths and those old pagan holidays they're forcing on you, this is not the time to be practicing them. This is not the time to go along to get along. This is not the time to be on the wrong side of the fucking team. I'm trying to tell you something, young people. You better wake up before you get snatched up because times is up. I'm not playing with y'all this morning on this morning, man. That's why we're in the kitchen, because we got to find out, is it ready yet? Is it ready yet? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So my brothers and sisters, one night, this little town of North Pole, there is an Air Force base, Eielson Air Force Base, which is about 30 miles from the Army base. Okay. If you know anything about the military, two different worlds. Army and Air Force are two different worlds. So, of course, I'm coming from the Air Force base because I just prefer the Air Force over Army. That's all I'm going to say. I'm on my way back to my base in the middle of the night. It really wasn't the middle of the night. It's about 4, 5 in the morning. You understand what I'm saying? But it's still the middle of the night. And since we're up in the middle of nowhere, because we're in what you call the northern slopes. We're up there where the very tip top of the world is. I was the only one on the road. This is how movies start. I know, fellas, stay with me. I'm the only one on the road. It's a straight shot. And I happen to look, and the sky is clear. and it's dark and it's cold and I'm driving. And you know how something gets in the corner of your peripheral vision and you like a bug or something might fly and you jerk away? Something moved in the corner of my eye out my driver's side window. And I jerked because in this place that I was in, there was all kind of wildlife running loose. And you had to remember, just like white folks have forgotten, they're not in our backyard. We're in their backyard. So human beings were in a place that wasn't theirs. Human beings were in a place where there already were inhabitants and there already was wildlife. So you got moose and bison and steppe wolves and mountain goats and foxes and all kind of shit running loose. Polar bears and grizzly bears. Shit that you ain't never can eat. Some stuff you do not want to come face. If you do, you're a number two with a little bit on the side. They will eat you and the tree around you. Okay? That's why Alaska has the most lax gun laws in the world. You better have something on you because you never know. You went into the 7-Eleven to get a pack of Newports with the soft pack, came back outside, and there was it waiting on you. And you ain't got nothing to fight back with. You pull out what you got. You let it fly. People come outside. What happened? Motherfucker was right there. Okay, grandmama, give me the shotgun. Okay? Something moved out the corner of Jay's eye. So, is it ready yet? Now, okay. Something moved, and when I looked, I saw it wasn't right in my face. I had to stop my car in the middle of nowhere on a lonely highway in the middle of the winter in Alaska. I got out my car. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. There in front of me, in all its glory, extending from that part of the sky, coming over me and going as far as I could see into that part of the sky, was what I've always heard about, the aurora borealis. The northern lights is what they call them. I have seen pictures of it, but that's why you should travel, people. This is an incredible place that he has created, and everything doesn't look like where you are. And so I'm looking at this light and it was moving. And when I mean moving, it was moving. It was doing its own thing, but it was constant. And it just kept doing this. And I began to realize that it was huge. It was miles high. It was like a curtain. And I'm looking and it was green, purple. And I'm going to tell you what I thought. And that's why I bring this up. It didn't look like what they said. You know, you read them, they tell you, oh, it's particles from the sun hitting the electromagnetic field, and that's what you're seeing. Well, I'm sorry, but that's not what I saw. What I saw looked like a cord going from the earth up to the heavens. And in that cord, it looked like energy, this nonstop flow of energy. And in my mind, I said, those are souls on their way to one of the heavens. This is where we exit. That's all that can be. That's what it felt like. That's why it pulsed and it moved. It was very, very interesting to watch that. I tried to take pictures with it and I couldn't. I tried to videotape it and it really wouldn't come out. And then I began to realize that the reason that it wouldn't come out is because the type of lens that I had on my camera didn't have the capability to see all the spectrums that these eyes were built to see. You see, they can make some very detailed cameras, but they cannot create anything that can imitate the human eye, because that is a creation that is above our understanding. We are above our own understanding. So, the secret, are you ready? And the reason I bring that before you, my man said North Pole is an exit. You know what? Let me stop for a second. I got to go back. It is an exit, but it's a very small town. And they actually have Santa Claus's castle there that people come to every year. Yeah, somebody got smart. They built a Santa Claus castle, and you go there and you can take pictures. If they got the sign that say North Pole, and people really believe you're at the physical North Pole. You ain't far from it, but no. The actual North Pole is an ocean. It sits in the ocean. It's an ocean. It's ice. So this place is as close as you gonna get. You get what I'm saying? So it is a little exit. And they used to have a Blockbuster. That's what we was doing there. Like, what the fuck was you doing in North Pole? Remember Blockbuster? Remember when you could rent a movie? Remember when you used to tell? So y'all do Netflix and chill. We used to be like, you want to go to Blockbuster? I'm gonna get some movies. Or you would meet somebody. I mean, y'all renting movies tonight. Blockbuster, that whole industry got destroyed by what we hold in our hands right now. So anyway, that's what's in North Pole. But when I talk about, are you ready? You have to understand that, once I saw the recipes, I then got curious, and I went back to my mom and I said, Mother, why are you giving the secrets just to my sister? Why aren't you giving them to the brother? Why is it a secret? And my mother looked at me and she said, when you get older, you'll understand this. She said, there are some things that though you may know them, they are not beneficial for your purpose. The same way there are some things that you should know that are secrets that are beneficial to your purpose. They are the secret ingredients that make it unique. You see, what the secret ingredient in us is melanin. It makes us unique. But if I can be so forward as to talk to a few of y'all just for a second, there are some ingredients that they want to make sure you don't get because they don't want you to be able to produce the correct version. So when I say, whenever y'all ready, set, ready to go, what I'm telling you is pick up what you need to pick up. Y'all ignore those people. I let everybody in just so they can be aware that we exist. Don't even worry about them. They are already being dealt with by y'all. As a matter of fact, I welcome the trolls. You know why? Because it tells me that we're doing something right. It tells me that we're getting under their skin. They don't want the truth to be heard, so they're going to come in and wave their hands and say, don't look over there. Matter of fact, they'll resort to all kind of trickery to stop y'all from getting the real energy. As a matter of fact, I'm so glad that the trolls showed up because that is what I come to deal with this morning. Now we're going to talk about, are you ready? Thank y'all for showing the fuck up. My peoples, y'all know how we eat them, and we eat them like this. We see through your trickery. We see through your fakeness. Y'all always want to talk about somebody faking the funk like they accused me of a long time ago without realizing that's just my journey to get here. Let me tell you what I'm able to see at this point with, as my man said in the movie, now observe the power of this fully armed and operational battle station. You see what they're doing. Number one is y'all like to use the media and social media to influence the propaganda, to influence the mindset of all of these people who are seeking the truth. All these people who trying to get ready, set. Y'all trying to slow them down. Y'all want to throw obstacles. So you use the media and you use social media. And if that don't work, you will result to outright trickery. Oh, y'all been sloppy in the last 4 weeks ever since we set this fire off. Y'all come out and you're obvious. You're putting bricks out at our demonstrations. You got white folks starting fires. You are so desperate for us to be blamed for this that y'all sloppy with it right now. And what's even made it more sloppy when they pushed y'all to the point where y'all thought we was really about to flip the table over. You called out your military, but then you realize, oh, we moved too fast. You try to pull that back. You got your boss hiding in the bunker. You got people out here now talking about if you can't beat them, join them. You got white folks out here saying, well, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Y'all don't seem to get it. We don't care about that no more. Don't y'all get it? We don't give a fuck whether you had something to do with it or not. At this particular point, you haven't stopped it. We don't need you to line up with us to help us tell you what the fuck you doing to us. You stop it. Them your fucking people. Them your relatives. Them the same people you eat with. Them the same people you go to school with. Them the same people you sit in your segregated church with. Them the same ones you in your little fraternities with. Them the same ones that's in the fist club, the gun club, that's jumping out the gap, the bungee club, the skateboard club. You won't stop your fucking people. You a part of that shit. And then you got to stoop to what I got to deal with today. You know, I want to give a big shout out to the reporters that reached out to me from Vice magazine that wanted to do a story on the NFAC. And as I've told you once before, you never tell your enemy or give your enemy information about what you're really doing. A lot of y'all think that I'm on here talking, I'm giving away information. There's nothing on here that's not public information already. I'm only just pointing it out to you. I ain't giving you no deep, dark secrets that's classified. We ain't that stupid. But what we are intelligent enough to do is come before you and say, hey, y'all see this shit right here? Did y'all see this right here? This ain't the green box. This is on the wall. Did y'all see what's on the wall? Are y'all looking at the motherfucking wall? Morning mental. So I was very, very impressed when the head of global terrorism, cybersecurity, global politics reached out to us and said, we would like to do a story on the NFAC. We'd like to come to your training. We'd like to meet some of your members. We'd like to know where you train at. We'd like to watch you all as a black militia. We've interviewed every other black militia crew. We've interviewed every other white militia crew. Then we want to come and, you know, do the same for you. And I politely let this representative of the Praetorian Guard know, thank you, but go back to your king and tell them, no, I will not grant an audience. No, I will not let you see who we are. No, I will not give you names. I will not let you see where we train. No, 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 no. Matter of fact, if you want to keep talking to me, meet me somewhere physically where I can see you. And it's not going to be where I'm at. And it's not going to be where you at. It's going to be a designated place where we're going to blindfold your ass, put a sock in your mouth, stick you in a van, drive you around in a circle, and then bring you to where the fuck I am, tie you to a chair to make sure you ain't got nothing on you, and then have a couple of my people stand around you with semi-automatic weapons, and then they gonna roll my ass in like I'm the motherfucking Führer and be like, what the fuck do you want to ask us? You ain't want to do that. You ain't want to do that. And I understand. I wouldn't have done that shit either, to be honest with you. If you got to go through all that to find out the story, you don't value your life because some of us will kill you. I'm being honest. That's where we are. If y'all don't know who the BLA is and y'all claim to know so much about the Panthers and their history, go research the Black Liberation Army. That was an offshoot of the Black Panthers. Go find out what they did. I'm just teaching some history here real quick for y'all who claim to know Black history. They don't talk about the BLA. The only time they bring up the BLA is when they talk about Assata Shakur, that the BLA broke out of prison. Yes, her escape was highly publicized. They don't tell y'all that story. And that's how she got out of the country, because of the BLA. Y'all go ahead and check out the BLA. We're not the BLA. So don't make that mistake. We don't operate like them. You know, we're not doing it. No. So when the man from Vice came and I sent him back, I could tell that whenever someone does anything that has the word black, armed in it, they gonna come and check it out if you're organized. See, they don't come and interview the mob that tore up downtown. They're not gonna, that's not, because that's unorganized. I keep telling y'all. But when you start to show organization, they're gonna come check you out. That's logical, because 9 times out of 10, you've already checked them out too. So you can imagine that I was surprised when I saw the pictures that came out of Atlanta, when I saw the young kids marching in the protests, and they were carrying weapons, and, you know, they dressed like the Panthers, and, you know, they were locked arm in arm, and they were singing, and I'm thinking, what in the fuck is going on here? To quote my man Tony Baker, what in the hemoglobin haberdashery is going on up in here? First of all, what are y'all doing? You either a protester or you're a protector. You cannot protect while you protest. You are not a demonstrator. You are a protector. You can't demonstrate if you protecting. What are y'all doing? Why y'all got weapons and you locked hands and we're off to see the wizard? What the fuck are y'all doing? So I didn't say nothing. I said, well, you know, maybe I missed something. Maybe I need to see the whole video, like this video that I'm about to talk about. It's a morning mental. Glad y'all could join me. But I know y'all had to ask yourself the same question. What the fuck are y'all doing? And then what made it so crazy, I saw a white boy. I seen a white boy. I went, what the white boy doing up in there? My man from the original Black Panthers in Oakland, he even had to speak on it. He was like, what the fuck is that? He said, and I quote, "These young people are dangerous to our legacy." And even I was like, okay. And then, as I said, your enemy then proceeded to publicize that picture of black folks in Black Panther gear with weapons, fists in the air, with a white boy standing beside them, as if they wanted to push that image out to people, because what they were trying to do was hijack the energy and the imagery of the black men that were standing in the middle of the road with the weapons, and it was just all blackness. They had to find a way to put something on that energy, because that energy is really the fuel of our rage right now, because we all ready to get that way, right? I told y'all before, what's done in the dark always comes to the light. So, of course, there was an OG discussion in the background. All the OGs trying to figure out, did you do this? No, I didn't do this. Do you know these people? I don't know these motherfuckers. Well, then what chapter? Who sent these motherfuckers? That wasn't me. Well, call over to the Huey Newton cats and ask them. Huey, we don't know these motherfuckers. I don't know these niggas came. Well, call over to the NFAC and see what. I was gonna ask y'all if y'all knew who these motherfuckers were. What the fuck is going on? Well, I told you, when you do that in front of the white folks, they're going to come and ask questions, and they're going to tear you a new asshole if you are not what you say you are. So you can imagine that when I got the phone call that they had done an article, and at the headline, they said, we want to prepare you for this headline that's coming out. I'm saying, okay, send it to me first. Let me look at it. We want to make sure y'all cool with it. We cool with it. Y'all go ahead and run it. The headline says, actors dressed as Black Panthers in Atlanta protests say they're sorry. Now, I'm like, what? Actors? Now, y'all with me? Is y'all, everybody, hold on, we good? All right. And I could not believe what they said. When they said that last week, a group of armed men and one woman wearing body armor and carrying what looked like AR-15s appeared at the Black Lives Matter protests in Georgia, some of the group, who were all clad in black, wore berets with the supposed imagery of the Black Panther movement. And while a single white guy was among them wearing the same uniform, he stood out. So the white folks even noticed this shit too, because they're like, who kid is this? Which one of y'all got y'all kid in the Black Panthers, and we trying to find a way into them? We trying to find a way into the NFAC. You got a white, who kid is this? They ran facial recognition on that brother. Call Brad and ask him, why is his kid got some fucked up name like Bartholomew? Why is Bart out there? What's going on? I just want everyone that's here to know that we are the new Black Panthers, said the lone woman in the group through a megaphone at one of the protests in Decatur. So they popped up in several places. And we're here as a visual representation of equality, she continued. You have a right to bear arms. You do not need a license to carry a rifle. You need a license for handgun. When we represent one right of our people, all of us are equal. Ooh, okay. Remember, what's done in the dark comes to the light, especially in the season we in right now. Are you ready yet? Days after the group mysteriously reappeared carrying weapons at an Atlanta BLM march, except now it's claimed to be a new group. They call themselves the Black Panther Revolutionaries Atlanta chapter. Well, in a Facebook post on Tuesday, the actual leader of the new Black Panther Party, Hashim Nzinga, salute, denounced the fake Black Panthers as most likely an FBI-led group, and clarified that his organization under no circumstances has white members. The new Black Panther Party said that they don't have any white members. So, of course, that wheel fell off. Right after all of that happens, the images and the video went viral on Twitter and was picked up by the tabloids, even made it on the news. Why would they do that? Remember, they will report this non-threatening image, but they won't report the images from Brunswick anymore. Notice they're not showing that anymore. You don't want them to, that's that energy Derek talked about. Here's where it went off. I was okay. So some kids dressed up like the Black Panthers. They don't belong to nobody. I'm cool with that. Okay, I'm glad that they trying. That's where I was sitting. But then, like a roller coaster, it took another loop. And that loop went like this. It says at least 2 of these people are Atlanta-based film and television actors. That's where the shit went. Stop them. Hold on. Somebody need to come over here and talk to me. I'm on aisle 6. The 2 explained why they were at the protest and why they wore what they wore. Both said they were not actually affiliated with any official Black Panther movement. But like almost everyone at the protest, they care deeply about the Black Lives Matter movement and the fight for racial justice after the police killing of George Floyd. Well, here's the problem. Somebody said that that what they were wearing was suspect. They were saying that the patches that the group was wearing weren't Black Panther signatures. They belonged to the 66th Infantry Division of the United States Army. And the one white guy in the group, so I keep telling y'all keep thinking that they're going to stick together when shit gets good. No, they'll rat your ass out and throw your ass overboard with everybody else to protect their own ass. Okay. So the one white man in the group, his name is Michael Pierano Miller, who does have an IMDb credits. This guy was in the new Avengers Endgame. This guy is an actor that's in a major movie. Okay. He said that he didn't know nothing about what was happening the day they got there. They just told him to put some shit on and to walk with them. I find that hard to believe, my brother. But he said that there's no affiliation with the original Black Panthers or the new Black Panthers. He said that. He admitted. He said, I joined my brothers and sisters on day 1 of the protests and gladly took and wore what was handed to me. Oh, so somebody handed you a Black Panther outfit and they handed you... White people, y'all need to go smack your boy for saying that, damn well. That's just like somebody walking up to a brother saying, yo, man, we about to shoot this scene. Put on this KKK hood, put on this KKK robe. Just go along with it. You'll figure, what? See what I mean about they're trying to shift you with this weird energy. I kept on reading this article and it just got worse as I went on. They said this guy is an actor. He's a writer. He's a stunt man. The whole 9 yards. This guy is full fledged. Y'all went out there. So the point I'm making is when I look at this, I was about to walk away from it saying I couldn't believe this until he issued an apology. And I'm going to read you the apology. The apology says, I apologize to the new Black Panther Party and all the OGs. I wonder who the OGs he's talking about. For using the Black Panther imagery and to my people for going about it the wrong way. He said in a caption, we wanted to uphold the ideas and views as the OGs. So we threw in the Black Panther to say we love our Black people. We want to protect our Black people. This is a white boy talking. The OGs. If you wanted to impress the OGs, if you want to make the OGs proud, and this go for all y'all. If you want to make the triple OGs proud, then you do what we did. Don't play with it. Don't talk about it and don't threaten it. Don't go out there acting like you're emulating what we did and you're not, because that energy will go horribly wrong against you. And just like y'all will find out, y'all run from tear gas. You're not even prepared for tear gas. So you know damn well you're not prepared for nobody to start shooting at your ass. That's why I always say whenever y'all ready. Don't get me wrong. I see a lot of people out here trying to get organized. I do. I see it. I see a lot of people to form their own little gun cliques. What was it, 13th? You were supposed to have been at the range. Everybody, it was range day. Be black, go to a range. I saw a lot of people doing that. I'm seeing a lot of people buying guns now. A lot of people asking questions about how do I buy my gun? How do I get a carry conceal? What's the difference between a shotgun, a rifle? What caliber do I need? What's the best type? I'm seeing all of that go down. So salute to everybody who's on that. But what I'm talking about is all you, pardon my language, you motherfuckers that want to be on the front line and act like you're displaying that type of energy. Don't do that. Don't contact me while I'm vibing. I'm not going to talk to you. So what I'm getting at is, if you're going to go out there and do it, then you have to do it when you're ready. That means that you already got the hardware. You already certified. You're already trained. You already have practiced. You already understand that you are there to protect, not to protest. There's a difference. Our people need protection right now. We need protection in our neighborhoods. We need protection with y'all. If you're going to go out and demonstrate, there should be people there, okay, that make sure that you're not at the mercy of the police. Okay, there should be somebody. It shouldn't be somebody standing there with their fists up in front of no goddamn police. What are you, nuts? I'm not frustrated with you. I just keep saying the same thing over and over again. And I'm wondering, you can go look at all my videos. I keep saying the same thing again and again and again. And that's why most of my people is done talking. Most of my people, we done with that. Most of my people, they just waiting on the word. See, I got news for you white folks. The same way y'all keep making all these pump me up videos that y'all want to keep making about just waiting for the president to give the tweet. Yeah, there's a whole lot of people out here who waiting for certain people just to get a word. Okay? So stop asking for that. I saw the video in London of the UK protest. Big shout out to my folks in the UK where the bro was walking down the street and the white dude wanted to squabble up with him and got knocked completely the fuck out. I'm talking about he hit his ass so hard, my man still had his hand in the air like this when he fell. He don't remember it. See, there's a lot of people will talk you up to something, but when it actually happens, it's a whole nother situation. The energy that we displayed, they don't want that publicized. The energy that we displayed is the recipe that's in the little box that they know that if we mix it up in the bowl of black folks, what's going to pop up is a cake that we've been waiting on. I'm on my morning mental. That's why I'm in the kitchen this morning, because I really have to begin to wonder, is it ready? Y'all ready? I'm really got to ask myself that question. Because when we come to Atlanta, and we still coming to Atlanta, when we come to Las Vegas, and yes, we still coming to Las Vegas, if you don't know nothing, let me take a couple of minutes to say this to you. When we call you to a formation is an organized structure of people, all on the same accord, all in the same uniform, all with the same firepower, all with the same mentality, all ready to listen and follow instructions and not do your own thing. You seen that thing when you was a kid. One of these things is doing their own thing. No, not here. You see, you cannot be an effective fighting force unless you move as a unified force. All these people out here preaching, you don't need no leader. Let me tell you something. Have you ever seen a swarm of bees that doesn't have a queen? Have you ever seen a colony of ants that doesn't have a queen? Have you ever seen a pride of lions that doesn't have a king? Have you ever seen a white civilization that dominates you that doesn't have a king? Yet your dumb ass running around talking about, we know that's a mob that has no direction. There ain't nowhere in history where a mob beat an army. Ever. That shit don't even happen in the movies. Yet you silly motherfuckers sitting there believing that. So please don't come to me with that leaderless bullshit. You can have a succession of leaders. You do it first. If you get taken out, I got you. I got you. Somebody take me out, you got me. But somebody got to drive. The next time you get on the bus, tell the driver, fuck that. We don't need no driver. Let's just let the bus go where it's going to go. We all go in the same place. That's how stupid you sound. And that's why we're not playing that no more. That's why a lot of us, we done with the talking. We done with all the protesting. We done with all of that. We already out of gas. The last little bit we had in the tank was George Floyd. That was on fumes then. And now y'all done put us 3-4 deep. Y'all, are we lynching again? Oh, okay. You shot that boy in the back because he had your taser, because he embarrassed you. Straight up murder. Straight up murder. There ain't no way y'all gonna get out this one. If I was the police chief, I'd have quit too. As soon as I seen the tape, the last 30 seconds, they probably gonna cut me off. I'll be back to do one more hour. I know they're gonna cut it off because the clock is counting down. Y'all come right back. Give me time to pull this down. I'm gonna finish this. It's the morning mental. I'll be right back.